Hi everyone, good morning. Just wait 1 minute more, we'll start. Let's just start, right? I believe we are good to start now. So let me share my screen. I hope I'm audible, right? You guys can hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. All right, so anyone having in your mind regarding the previous class, because we have done discussion about the multiple things about the policies. We discussed about the centralized policies, we discussed about the localized policies, but we didn't configure too much about the localized policy except the application aware routing. But yes, we did the hub and spoke based routing policies, right? Different policy we understand what is the hub and spoke based on the default behavior of the SD-WAN, what is the hub and spoke based on the like routing based, and what is the based on the TLOC based. So I hope it is all clear to you all, right? And today I'm going to give you the very new topic introductions. Still, we'll continue the policy, but let's enjoy some new flavors because probably in interview sometime people going to ask about the TLOC extensions. So anyone having any idea what is a TLOC extension? Do you guys know about it? What is TLOC extension?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, the TLOC extension is configured between the two routers. Okay, and it is basically used for the cost saving for the enterprise network because one link is terminated in one router and one ISP link is terminated in one router. And if we are going to configure the TLOC extension in between that, each router is assumed that we have the two link. That is the main benefit.
Very nice. Very nice. So let me just do this topic, right? Then we'll continue with the policies, because in between the policy we should have the also some different concept need to be clear. So today or tomorrow I have to clear it. So let's start with the TLOC extension and then we'll continue the policy, because policy need to be again and again, because we have to do a lot of things. We have to enable the service VPN 20, 30, and we just have to do some route leaking steps also, right? Extranet policy, VPN membership policy. We have to understand the QS policy, localized policy, and route preference policy. Sort of things we have to do in the policy, but let's enjoy the flavor. That is a TLOC extension. So as like Sanjay mentioned very clearly, if you want to save the cost for the ISP circuits, right? We can have the TLOC extensions. So let me just go in the PPT, and this is a TLOC extension PPT. And in this PPT, like we'll try to understand different use cases, solution, and configuration, troubleshooting, and demonstration. I'll show everything about that. So first, understand the problem. So in earlier, before that SD-WAN was there, how the setup looks like. So we probably take the two circuits, might be that it's a internet or might be it's a MPLS, right? So this is one router and this is another router, router A, router B. So both routers having these dual circuits, this one also, this one also. And why we are doing so? So any traffic coming from the LAN, any user coming, whatever we are configuring like HSRP, VRRP, GLVP, the gateway of the device for the LAN is going to be one router, and all traffic is going to land on the one router. And based on that, they can go either internet or they can go either MPLS, or might be we can do some sort of the load sharing, not load balancing. We can send the intranet traffic via this MPLS and for our data center, or might be the internet traffic via this internet to the go to the any google.com, yahoo.com, facebook.com, whatever you can think about it. So we having a dual link. So the same time we have to pay dual cost to the ISP. And till the time this router, these links are going to be used from this primary router, this is like going to be, stay in the standby mode. Generally, we having a two kind of deployment. One is active, one is active passive. So an active, we having the both router in a service, and they both are going to, provide the, same time, connectivity to the WAN or LAN. But if you're going to use the active passive, that means one router is acting as active, another is the passive. So in that case, the communication coming from the LAN, it is always going to WAN via one router, unless or until it is went down. If it is going down, the rule has been changed to another router, and then it is going to take the all service via this particular secondary router to go internet or intranet. So this is how it was going to work. But the problem was like you have to take the dual link, the primary and secondary, similar this primary and this secondary for this particular these routers. So site with the two routers, two and transport clouds, every router connect to all transport, right? Problem, high circuit cost. We need 2x transport of the each. So this is definitely going to like require the more cost. So the question is, can I eliminate one link from the one router? Might be this link from this router or this link from this router. Is it possible? Why cannot I can use the one transport only as a from the one router to just go out for the intranet or internet? Is it possible? So trust me, it was not possible in the legacy WAN, but yes, it is possible in the our new WAN, that is a SD-WAN. So if I am going to use in the SD-WAN solution, this is completely possible and we can use this setup. So if I'm going here, you can see we can use this internet and MPLS circuits, and they are going to terminate on the both of the router, right? And after terminating this both of the router, you can just make the connectivity. So how it is going to be happen? So extending the internet from one router to another router A and B. So how it is possible? So let's say suppose you terminating one of the link, internet link on this primary router, MPLS link on this secondary router, right? So one circuit is going to be here, one circuit is going to be here, but you want to extend this MPLS circuit on this router. So you cannot direct connect it. You are paying this one circuit cost to the ISP, but still you want to extend this circuit. So you can do via the LAN. So this MPLS is reachable to the this router A. So now router A having a two transport. This is a one transport and this is a second transport, right? So this is the first and this is second transport. So if this router want to go on the internet, they can go this way to the internet. And if they want to go on the MPLS, they can go this way the MPLS. But are you paying anything to the ISP? The answer is no. You are not paying anything to the ISP. You're just using the technologies, SD-WAN technology. And by leveraging the feature of the SD-WAN, you're just extending the link from the router B to router A. Similarly, if you see, we are just terminating the internet link on this particular router here. But if I want to extend this link, I can do via the LAN. So earlier might be I have the 4 circuits. So might be for the internet, I have just paying for the 100 USD. So I have a 2 link. So you just multiply that 200 USD. If I have the MPLS, might be I'm paying the 200 USD and then multiply by 2, then it is going to be 400 USD. But now you just using the single circuits. So earlier it was total 600 USD, but now you just have to pay 300 USD because you're just taking these two circuits. So you're saving the 50% cost. And the same like feature you are leveraging via the LANs. That is your internal connection. You don't need to pay anything to ISP, right? So this is the beauty of this TLOC extension. So basically by using the TLOC extension, you can save your cost and the same time you can achieve your all requirement of the dual transport from the any of the router. So LAN connection from the tunnels is used, right? Router B establishes the second control connection over the LAN across the link. So cross link. So this is the second LAN connection is going to be established. Router B connect both with the transport. So router B again having the both transport MPLS and the internet, the same is router A. So extending MPLS from the router, exactly the same process, they are talking in the opposite direction. So both way we have to, this is the concept of TLOC extension. So when we are having the transport extension via your LAN from one router to another router, that is known as a TLOC extension. Got it? Please let me know if you not understand it. So we already know that what is a TLOC. TLOC is one of the transport locator acting as a BGP next hop, similar to the BGP next hop attribute, and they having a 3 tuples, the system IP, color, and encapsulation. So whenever we receive any routes from that, any site or any branch or data center, always this OMP routes or V routes, whatever we receive, they already having a TLOC information. So OMP keep sharing that, all the TLOCs information over the WANs. And after receiving that TLOCs, we having the BGP next hop similar attribute, which is TLOC, and they are going to, consist of 3 tuples. One is a system IP, color, and encapsulation. So always TLOC having 3 component, which I will keep sharing, and I'll keep sharing in the upcoming classes as well. Now, this TLOC extension can be the various, use cases where we can use. So we could have the dual internet circuit. So you just have to take one internet circuit in one router, another internet circuit, another router, and we can again do the exact, TLOC extension within the internet circuits. Internet MPLS, static, dynamic, dual MPLS dynamic, like the via the BGP MPLS. So it could be the any kind of the equations, but still you can see dual internet. So still both are the internet circuit, but you can just take the single circuits from the both ISP and you can extend it via the LAN. There is no problem. Actually, it is going to fine. Similar, if you're having the MPLS, you just have to do one is the ISP, one is the MPLS, static, dynamic, whatever you just want to use, you can do that. If you're having again dynamic, like you're running the BGP or SPF, again you can do that. So combination could be anything, but you can do the TLOC extension. So this is all about the TLOC, very small topic, but you guys should know about the TLOC extensions. Now the question is how we can do this TLOC extension in our labs. So just focus on this particular data center, right? So let's suppose this is my data center, and this data center having this router having a 2 circuits. So if I'm going to take 2 circuit here, 2 circuit here, they are going to charge me 2x. So why not? I can use the internet circuit. I can use the internet circuit on this particular this router, or MPLS can be this router. This could be possible. I can do that. There is no problem. So this is how I can do that. So I can use one of the circuit as a internet. One can be I use as a MPLS. So let's suppose I eliminate internet circuit from here. I can eliminate MPLS circuit from here. Just think about this circuit having just MPLS and this circuit just having the internet. But I want to get the MPLS circuit also this router or internet circuit from this router. Is it possible? Yes. Is it possible? So let's understand how it is going to happen. So first, let me just go on the VH1, right? And first,
Sir, small query.
Yeah, please go ahead.
If anything MPLS will be went down, that time both are not communicate to others. If any ISP will go.
Yes, ESP will going down, then your TLOC extension also not going to work, because only you extending via the LAN, but your circuit should be up and working. This is a prerequisite. So if your ISP went down, then how we can extend? Circuit down, that means everything is down. Clear, Alim?
Exactly. Okay, thank you.
So let me just show you something. Okay, so these are the two routers, R1 and R2, right? And now you can see here, so control connections. So both are having the control connection, MPLS and internet. Both transport having the both of the router, but I want one transport should be shut. One transport should be the shut. So which transport should be the shut on the both of the router? So I want to use the MPLS for this router, right? But I want to make the internet should be the go away, right? I want to make this, internet should be walkable. This MPLS should be the go away. So how can I do that? Simply I go and suspend the links. So I go here, suspend the links. See, this internet went down and I go here and MPLS goes down. Clear? So now on this router, only this MPLS is working. And on this router, this internet is working. But now I want my MPLS should, which color is my MPLS should extend it till this router. And for this, my internet should be extended from this to this router. This I want. So for that, I need the cross connections. I need to do the cablings. It could be the physical cabling, or it could be the based on the trunking protocol, VLANs based. I can do that. So this is not mandatory. You just have to connect the dual cable to achieve dual transport. Even a single cable, you want to use a dot one queue techniques, where you just want to propagate the VLANs and all, and you want to configure the SBIs on the router by using the dot one queue technology, then you can also do that. But here we having the physical interface, so I can do that physical interface based connections. So now you can see here, if I just try to show control connection VH1, only MPLS is working. See, and if I'm going here, only internet is working. See, it's clear. So only one transport at a one circuit. But now I want to extend the MPLS. So how I can do the MPLS extension? So first I need to configure one of the link in between these two routers. So let's do how it can be achievable. So I'm going on the VH1. First thing I need to configure this, interface. So I need to configure this interface, like might be 0 by 2 or 0 by 3. So let's focus on 0 by 2. So I go here, and this 0 by 2, which transport you need to configure? Anyone can tell me? Which transport? I mean, which VPN? I mean, it's VPN 0, VPN 10, VPN other VPN. Which VPN shall I consider?
Yeah, VPN 0.
Yes, VPN 0. Why? Because it's acting as a TLOC extension. So this is acting as a WAN circuit. So WAN circuit always going to part of the VPN 0. So I need to go here in the router, and I have to go in the VPN 0, right? And then I have to go interface. That interface is GE 0 by 2. So I'll go here and I'll select the GE 0 by 2, and then IP address. I'll just give the IP address. Let me see. So IP address, that is going to happen 10.2.0.1/30. No shut. That's all. No shut. So one side configuration we have done, and let's commit it. Okay, the problem is this device is vManaged, so we cannot do the configuration locally. So we know how to do configuration on the vManaged. So let me just detach from the template so we can quickly do that local configuration. So detach device, not this one. So almost a success. So I'll go here and let me commit and show run VPN 0. Let me see if this configuration reflect. Yeah, so this is reflecting, right? No other configuration I have to do. So just I have done this configuration. Now I'll go on the R2 and I'll just go on the VPN 0 again. Interface GE0/2 you are using, and I'll use another IP address 10.2.0.2/30. No shutdown, commit. So let's try to ping from one side to another side. I'm able to ping or not. This is the first things we have to check it. .1 is reachable or not. So I'm able to ping, you can see. So till now we are good. We just make the connection workable between these two routers. Now, if you want to extend this link MPLS on this particular LAN circuit, so what configuration I have to do on this particular VH1 router? What configuration I have to do? So this is the one line configuration, no other configuration you have to do, just one line configuration you have to do. So you want to extend this particular transport via this, so you just have to go on the VH1, and after going in the VH1, just go in the configuration, just go on the VPN 0, and interface, you just go GE0/2 and just put here TLOC extension and put the interface of the MPLS one. Which one is GE0/1 is the interface. GE0/1, this is the MPLS one. So just put this particular GE0/1 interface here and your job is done, and put it commit. So now you're done with the TLOC extension from the R1 side. You're done with the TLOC extension from the R1 side. Your TLOC extension has been completed configuration. It's a partial configuration, but let's understand. Technically, this TLOC extension has been configured. So now you extend the TLOC. You extend the TLOC from this to this. Now, how we can bridge this TLOC extension on this particular R2 router? So now you just have to go on this R2 and on this 0/2 interface, and you have to make this interface a tunnel interface. And you just have to put as a color is a MPLS. No color required on this. You just put a single command and it's become the TLOC. It is going to extend this TLOC and it is going to use the same TLOC color information, everything on this particular interface by default. It is not going to show anything, but inside the software of the iOS version, they understand, yes, I have to extend where the TLOC. But how the far end is going to understand? So far end is going to understand based on your configuration. So you have to go on the R2. Now in R2, you just have to go on the VPN 0 interface G0/2, and here you already defined the IP address. You just have to make the tunnel interface, and encapsulation, same thing, you configure the transport color. What color? MPLS and restrict, right? So color MPLS, allow services, you can just put all, right? And I believe we are done, and just put the commit. One more thing after commit. Okay, so see here, it is giving the error. It is saying the color MPLS you using, that's already configured on the interface on 0/1, because we shut this interface, but still the color is already configured. So if the one configuration is already configured, one color is already configured in some other interface, you cannot configure the same color on the some other transport. One router can only accept one transport and one interface. So always your interface, transport or color should be the unique. So already this is configured G0/1. So that's why it is not taking. So what I have to do, I have to go on the VPN 0. Let me just go. VPN 0 interface. What is the interface? This is the interface G0/1. G0/1. Tunnel interface. No color MPLS. Yeah, just put no color. Right, and commit. If you do that, let me show you now VPN 0 configuration. So this is G0/0, 0/1. See, this color is removed from here, and now you can see the G0/2 color MPLS is configured now. Earlier it was not able to configure because the same color was configured in this transport. So once you configure any transport, any other interface, that same transport color cannot be configured some other interface. At a time, one router can assign single color on the any interface, right? So we're done with this. What next? The next step, how this router will come to know how to reach this router for the any MPLS destination. So you just have to put one of the default route pointing toward this TLOC. That's why now, if any traffic coming from LAN and they want to go on the MPLS, they will take this default route and they will always go to the MPLS color via the VH1. So I have to go on the VH2, and the second configuration we have to do, we have to go on the VPN 0 and we have to put IP route 0.0.0.0/0, and the next stop would be your VH1 interface IP address, and you just have to commit. So now you are done with the TLOC extension of the VH2. All the configurations. You just have to go in the interface, assign the IP address. Then you have to make the tunnel interface, IPsec, color, allow services, and the most important, the IP route. Why this? Because if you are not putting the IP route, then how they will go to the MPLS color? They always try to go on the internet because there is no routing. Got it? And this VH1, you just have to run this particular command. So do you think my TLOC extension has been done? So let me see. Show control connection.
Sir, sorry to interrupt you, sir. Sir,
Yeah.
जब हमने वहां से MPLS का कलर हटा दिया मेन इंटरफेस से सर, तो फिर उसको वो OMP रूट में तो उसको दिक्कत होगी ना सर, वहां पे तो कलर दिखाएगा नहीं, उस पे TLOC बनेगा नहीं उसका।
वही तो हम करने जा रहे हैं अभी. So we remove this color right from here, this router. Already we shut na this link. This is never going to form the OMP. This is
बट
never
सर
going to.
ये जो हमारा मेन लिंक तो सर ऊपर वाला ही है ना, मतलब जो मेन जो हमने सेट किया मेन लिंक तो वही है. जब हम उसको अनसेट करेंगे तो फिर वो नहीं चलेगा ना सर. जो सपोज सेट हमने इसलिए किया ना, डाउन हो तो TLOC पे जाए ट्रैफिक.
नहीं, हमने इसलिए इसको सेट किया कि just we want to save the cost. We don't want to use this link. We don't want to use this link. Single link we have. Only single link we have.
Okay.
We don't want to use this link. We just want to save our money.
Single link.
Just
Okay.
single link. We just want a single link, but still I want to
Mhm.
extend this link till here via TLOC extension. So if anything coming from the LAN want to go in the MPLS, so they can go via this way.
ओके. और जैसे सपोज सर हमारे पास दोनों लिंक हैं और एक लिंक डाउन जाता है ट्रैफिक दूसरे पे TLOC एक्सटेंशन, वो शायद आगे अभी आप बताएंगे ना.
No, yes, we can do that. There is no problem. Same thing. If you want to do a TLOC extension, like even our link is up and working, we can do that. But this is not recommendable. Your configuration is not going to take. If already we having a 2 TLOCs available on this router, MPLS and the internet, you cannot do the MPLS extension on this because the configuration is not going to take. The error is going to show in this way. आपने देखा ना अभी कि मैं जब कर रहा था एरर दिखा रहा था यहाँ पे. So you cannot do the TLOC. This TLOC extension only possible when you having the single colors available on the same one router and you want to extend on the same color on another router which doesn't having the same color informations. In that case only it is possible. Understand in this way. Let's suppose this is the only scenario.
ये मैंने देखा है सर, ये ना एक दो प्रोजेक्ट्स में कि वहां पे क्या है, दोनों पे MPLS और इंटरनेट दो लिंक है और उसकी भी रिडंडेंसी वाया TLOC दिया हुआ है. वो कुछ लूप बैक बना के और उसमें कुछ करके
the color would be difference. Internet, that means you having the public internet, you having the biz internet, you having the some kind of the 4G, then only it is possible. Same color cannot be possible.
Okay, but sir, this is possible. I have seen in live.
So I'm saying same. You have taken the
Yes.
this is the biz internet. Color is a biz internet, okay? And this also having the color of the biz internet. So if you want to extend this biz internet from here to here, it is not possible. But here is not internet. So if you want to, this is public internet. Just think about the public internet. If you want to extend this from here to here, it is possible. If you want to extend this to this, it is possible. So if we having the one color circuit available on this particular interface or particular router, and the same color is available on the different router, if you try to do the extension, you have to define the color configuration again here on this particular interface. But already this color is configured here. So they are not going to take the configuration. They are going to throw an error similar to what it was throwing to me. It was throwing to me these errors.
Okay. And sir,
This-
is it possible like through TLOC extension load sharing also? Is it possible?
Yeah, definitely. TLOC extension always going to help as a load sharing only, na? Because your traffic is going to come. Traffic is going to come from this. Let's suppose this is a LAN, okay? Somehow this is landing here. They want
Yeah.
to go on the internet, they can go via this. But they want to go on the MPLS, they can go via this. The load sharing will start working, right? So you already segregation have done, na? So this router will having the intelligence. They can send the MPLS traffic via this way. They can send the internet traffic via this way. So you can do the load sharing as well. There is no problem at all.
In some
Okay, okay.
industries, for the MPLS, they are using the private color, right, sir?
Yes, yes, private color, yes.
Yeah, so suppose that if in this router, if we are going to configure the private color, then in that case, we can configure for the TLOC extension is the MPLS, then it will take.
Right.
Sir, could you please explain the configuration once again? There is a little bit,
Yeah.
I think I'm
Yes, yes.
missing.
Okay,
So
okay.
there is a two cable you are connecting between this, and IP is defining on the VPN 0, and after that you are going to make the another router to configure the tunnel, right? To extend the link. That's it, right?
Right. So here is the configuration. You can see the R1 should just have to do this configuration. On the router which you want to extend the color, you just have to put this interface information, IP address, and just TLOC extensions, whatever this color we want to extend. You just put the interface name. So your work is done on the R1. Now going to the R2. In R2, you just have to go in the interface. You just have to put the IP address, tunnel interface, this all, and then you just have to put this particular IP route.
तो
That's
सर
all.
ये सेकंड राउटर में जो VH1 है या VH2 है जो अदर साइड का जिसमें टनल हमने क्रिएट किया है वहां पे जाके हमको ये डिफॉल्ट राउट देना पड़ेगा.
Yes, definitely we have to do this default route. Without default, it is not going to work.
और ये जो IP आपने यूज किया है सर ये 10.2.0.1 ये
Any
हमारा
private IP address, any private IP address is going to be used.
मतलब कि जो अदर राउटर पे कॉन्फ़िगर्ड है MPLS पे उसी का IP हमने डाला है क्या?
Next stop ना ये वाला.
हाँ नेक्स्ट स्टॉप यस
हाँ same. See, the same IP I have put it here.
मतलब कि जो उसका जो डायरेक्टली कनेक्टेड नेटवर्क है उसी का मतलब आपने IP
हाँ
डाला
वो
है
same ना the same IP address ना. This is directly, these two links are directly connected ना. 0/2 here. We using this, see, one here, one here, two here. So I just put the static route pointing to what this one, and this IP is configured in this one.
Okay. And in sir enterprise network, we are basically using the one single cable to connect the TLOC extension, and we are configuring the both and the Azure tunnel. So it is also possible, right?
Yeah, absolutely it's possible, because this is why TLOC engine we are using, because TLOC engine is just helping the to save the cost of the circuits. So just take the one circuit, extend them to another router.
Yeah, so in one single cable it is also possible. Both side we can create a tunnel, right?
Yeah, just create a .1 queue interface. Single cable is also .1 queue interface. Just make the SBI router and stick SBI, like you're having a two router here, and just connect with this and just create the sub interfaces. You can create a sub interface, and just then you creating the sub interface, just assign the IP addresses and just make that next stop as a next sub interface IP address, and then it is going to work well for you. So this is also possible.
So in that case, we need to create the tunnel or SBI here?
No tunnel is going to require. Just create the sub interfaces. On sub interfaces, you have to create the tunnel interface. Likewise, I just created on this particular interface and I assign the IP address, and then I create this particular interface. Now you want to create the sub interface like this way. Interface. Let me just go on the VPN 0. Interface gauge 0/2.101. So this is one interface, right? So you can define encapsulation. I believe it is not going to take here, but just the IP address and just give the any IP address, right? /30. Now you can give the tunnel interface. So 1 here and the 112 another side, and you can ping na physical interface, no IP address, but sub interface. So you can create the multiple sub interface IP address, and you can give that IP from one side and another side, and the same configuration you have to do what we have done on this particular physical interface. So this is what we can do, and we can basically assign the IP address. So either way it's possible. If you want to do the physical interface, you're having a 2 cable connection, you can do that. If you want to do on the single interface, no IP should be assigned on the physical interface, just go and assign the IP address on the virtual interface, and then it is going to work for you.
ओके ओके, ये वाला एग्जांपल भी एक बार दिखाइएगा सर, जो सब इंटरफेस क्रिएट करके दिखा रहे हैं.
Let's see, चलो पहले इसको
And
कर
sir,
लेते हैं, right?
हाँ,
Yeah.
हाँ.
One more thing also I want to see. Just draw a diagram if you can. Just suppose there are 2 routers, right, on screen. So upside we have 2 internet links, right? We are not talking for MPLS. We are talking for internet, right? So
Okay.
for internet,
Which
upside,
internet is the public, like what color you are going to select here? Public one is like, okay, just let me just draw 2 internet. So one is the
single
okay.
internet. So internet is there, or both side, both are working upside. Netting is there, correct? Without net, it is not possible. So just suppose here we are going for using the TLOC extension. So we have to also enable net also on that interface. Just suppose TLOC extension in between the links, but there will be a private IP address. So how it will work? This scenario also I want to understand.
So you're talking, this is the ISP.
Yeah.
Public internet.
Yes.
And this is the ISP again, and
This is
you're just
also-
using the bridge internet, again the public circuit, right?
Yeah, yes.
Okay. The public IP address is here, public IP address is here,
Yeah.
right? Public IP address is here, public IP address is here. So in
Yes.
that case, the very simple things you can do that. You always take the pool of the public IP address, right, from the
Okay.
ISP, okay? Or you can buy the public IP address, which is routable on the internet. Routable on the internet. So if you buy the public IP, just configure the public IP address between these 2 interfaces, okay? So let's suppose you just purchase this IP address. So you can just configure.
Public IP address is mandatory for TLOC extension for
No,
internet.
no. Just one scenario, you can take the public IP address and you can configure, then you just have to, no need to do anything. It is automatically going to, if running the BGP and all, it is going to advertise in the like different world. But
Yeah.
if you are not using the public IP address, if you're using the private IP, then you again have to do NAT for this private IP address. You have to do the NAT for this private IP address, then only it is possible.
But sir, one thing is here, just suppose on the, just suppose we are going, we are taking R1, right? Upper side. Public IP is there on WAN interface. Okay, and LAN side there are, we have a local IP addresses, LAN side, right?
Private
we
IP.
have to do, yes sir, and we have to do NAT on public interface WAN side, correct sir?
Right,
on
right.
R1. So this is the connectivity for upside. Just suppose we are just making down this public interface and making connectivity via TLOC extension. And here we are having the LAN IP address also for TLOC extension interconnectivity. And there, how it will be possible, sir? Because just suppose
So
we are
your PC is going to reach the gateway. Okay. PC is going to reach the gateway. So might be the gateway is this one, okay? And in this gateway might be you having a two internet connection. You want to send some like YouTube based traffic, might be YouTube based traffic you want to send via this link, TLOC extension link, right?
Yes, sir.
So based on the, I'll cover this later part, how the DIA is going to be configured, how the policy is going to be worked for the DIA circuits. So I'll tell that. So you just have to match the source subnet. If this source is going to match, I have to route this particular traffic via this link. So in regard to the public or private, it will take the default route, which is pointed on this particular router toward the TLOC extension. So your traffic is now routed from here to here. So once your traffic is reached here, it will take the bridge internet to go to the like destination. But if you want to go the plain internet from this router, it will come here and it will directly go to the this way. So based on the engineering policies, later once we do the DIA base, you will understand this particular.
Yes,
Here
yes.
I have the one scenario for the DIA base.
Okay.
So
So,
here
sir,
we
okay, later on also once you will cover this these things. Actually, I want to understand the things is going on both when internet links are up, TLOC extension also, and through flow load sharing it is happening. So I want to understand how it is happening. Okay, so once you will cover that time, I
okay.
want
Let me first cover the things.
Yeah,
Okay,
yes.
then probably you will automatically get that all answer, whatever
Yes.
you asking. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, so now TLOC extension, we have done the configuration, but are we able to see TLOC extensions here? Let me see here. So no, still my TLOC extension is not up. You can see I have done all the configuration, but why it is not? See, your MPLS is showing in connect state. Your MPLS is showing in connect state, but this connect is down. Up is only up. It is trying to reach to the V bond for the authentication, but it's never going to up. We configure, but it's a connect state means it's a down. Up is up and working. So still we don't have the connectivity to the second transport. And this also, this only having the, so control connection. If you see here, you're having the only one transport, that is MPLS. But we just have to bring the control connections from the H2 router also via the R1. So why it is not happening? So you configure one of the private subnet between these two devices, right? But when these transport subnets are trying to reach to the controllers, they having a visibility to just make the control connection. The answer is no. We never advertise this subnet or never tell to the ISP about this subnet, or never controller is come to know about this subnet. Then if they are not able to know about this subnet, so this subnet cannot reach to the controllers. So if you're not able to reach, you cannot form the any reachability. So if you go and check here via the BGP table, show IP route, we don't have any route for 10.200 10.12.0.1. We don't have. But if you see all transport having the route, like if you're talking about the 131.11, this route is available. So any color who is forming the transport, that should be reachable till the controller. If it is not reachable, they are not going to form the tunnels. So we have to advertise this subnet in a BGP from this router so they can reach to the controllers. We have to advertise this particular subnet in a BGP so they can reach to the controllers. So how we can do that? We just have to go in the R1, okay, and configuration T. If you go in the show run VPN 0, so you can see here, and just go here in the configuration, and here is something, and just go and this and network 10.2.0/030. This was a subnet, right? This is subnet, no? Yes. So this is subnet. Now I have done, and let's commit it. So my commit has been done. So now you can see, if you see here, you'll find that you advertising the new subnet here. That is a connected one. Which connected one? This subnet. So if I go again in the switch and try to see IP route, still not there. It will come after a while. See, this route start learning. So now this new transport having reachability till the controllers. This new transport having reachability, and this is the very important. People make a lot of mistake while doing this. ISP reachability should be must. And now if you go and check this particular controllers, you'll see your control connection is up here. So you're having now public internet, or you just same time you're having the MPLS as well. So both connections are up and working here. Both connection are up and working. So IPsec inbound connection. See, this also forming via the MPLS. So data path also form, and you can see clearly see destination IP via this. They are forming via this particular IP address, and they are reaching to the controller. So now we having the both TLOCs available and TLOC engine available to just make the connection. So if anyone is coming from the LAN, they want to go on the WAN for the any destination, they can land here, they can take the MPLS and they go via this. They want to go on the internet, they can go via this. So this is how TLOC engine is going to work. Any question till here?
Yes, sir. Go in the show control connection output. सर इसमें जो हम लोग का आउटपुट दिखाई देता है ये तो इनबाउंड कनेक्शन है ना?
आउटबाउंड भी देख लो आप.
नहीं, सो कनेक्शन जो आपने पहले दिखाया था जिसमें MPLS फॉर्म हो रहा था.
Let me show control connection. ठीक है.
हाँ सर, तो इसमें जैसे कि हम ये जो कमांड लगा रहे हैं ये VS2 पे बैठ के लगा रहे हैं, ठीक है. तो इसमें जो हमारा सिस्टम का IP दिखा रहा है 10.123.10.12, ये इसका लोकल IP है या रिमोट का है? रिमोट जिससे ये कंट्रोल कनेक्शन फॉर्म कर रहा है.
रिमोट
123
IP, रिमोट कंट्रोलर IP एड्रेस आ रहा है. These all are the controller IP.
सोर्स IP जो है सर, PX source IP, PX system IP, sorry.
PS system IP again. These all are the destinations like controller IP. These are the controller IP address. Now we configure controller 123 controller IP address. See all the controllers.
हाँ सर, वो 123. एक इधर 10 का सीरीज भी पड़ा है 10.123. yes.
System IP address. These are system IP address. You asked the same question earlier. You remember? I told these are system IP address the controllers. See?
ओके ओके.
System
मीन्स
IP
अगर
address.
हम ये कमांड डालेंगे तो ये हमारा हमेशा पीएफ का ही दिखाएगा, लोकल आईपी, लोकल सिस्टम आईपी नहीं दिखाएगा जहां से हम बैठ के इसको चेक कर रहे हैं.
नहीं, ये peer का ही दिखाएगा. सिर्फ control connection. These all are the controller, ना? Which controller you are forming the connection? Simple सा definition. Which controller you are forming the connections? That's all.
ओके. इसका सेल्फ आईपी इसमें एडवर्टाइज नहीं होता है.
नहीं सेल्फ आईपी की जरूरत क्या है? नहीं, सेल्फ आईपी that is going to advertise via the system wise configuration, but it is not going to show your own IP address in this control connection. It is always going to show in the peer system IP address, private IP address, public IP address. That is going to be same because we configure the same. We are not doing the NAT here because it's an MPLS circuit.
Okay.
Okay.
So it is always showing the output for the peer only, right?
Right.
Okay.
Okay, so let me stop this recording. We can start the new recording.